A Kentucky cooking segment brought to you by Creative Kitchen and Bath, where you will always cook in style.
Welcome back to Midday Kentucky. Chef Allison Davis here in the Wild Time Kitchen, and we are cooking up, I think, quintessential summer southern food today. We have some fresh sliced tomatoes. We're going to do a quick pickle of some sliced garden cucumbers, one of my all-time favorites, and it's so simple, but it's just grilled green onions, and then do a little bit of fry bread, or some may call hoe cakes, in a little cast iron pan. So I'm going to go ahead, I've got our tomatoes sliced up. I'm going to go ahead and get our pickles, quick pickles anyways, pickled cucumbers. Garden cucumbers, they're smaller and they don't have the seeds, so we just slice them. I'm putting them in a little measuring cup here, liquid measuring cup. We're going to go in with some red wine vinegar. I'm going to go in with a little bit of pickling spice. I always season it with a bit of salt and pepper. And this is how I do it at home. If I just have some cucumbers from the garden, just quick. You know, I don't have time to can when I'm working and being a mom, but I can at least get this done, and I still love that little pickling flavor. And then I always have a little nice herb-infused oil that's got some garlic in it, some more herbs, and we're just gonna mix that in with our vinegar. And then these are coated in that oil, in the vinegar, with a little bit of that pickling spice, and those are ready to go. So we'll let those sit and hang out while we're working on the rest, okay? Grilled green onions, super, super simple. Again, this herb-infused oil is such a great thing to have in the kitchen because you already have it ready to go. It's nicely seasoned with fresh herbs, garlic, salt, and pepper. And we can just take our green onions, toss those in that oil, and then just throw those on a hot grill. I'm telling you, that right there is my absolute favorite thing all summer long. All right, last thing is we are going to get our hoe cakes going, which is just a simple, I guess if you want to have bread at the table, this is a simple go-to that is probably going to have everything in your pantry already. So I go with 2-to-1 cornmeal to flour. So I'm going to go with a half a cup of flour and then a full cup of cornmeal, right? We're going to add an egg to this. The egg's going to help to bind it. You may need two, it just depends on how much you have. And then we're going to thin that out with a bit of buttermilk, butter, I don't know, makes everything better. And then we're going to whisk that up. You can season it with some Cajun seasoning, but really it's that simple. If you need a little bit of leavener, I sometimes will go with a touch of baking powder or baking soda, and that's it. So it's almost like a pancake, if you will, right? So, like I said, butter makes it all better. We're going to throw a little bit of butter into our cast iron pan here that I've already got hot, and we're going to let that kind of melt up a bit, and then in with our hoe cakes, okay? So I'm going to let that melt, and we're going to see how our little green onions are doing here. I even did them whole, and these came from a local garden, as you can tell. You don't really get to see these this pretty at the conventional grocery stores. But really all you're doing is just getting a few little grill marks on those, and then we are going to pull those and let those sit, and they just continue to soften up. All right, so our cornmeal batter is working, and I've got our butter melting here on the pan. We're going to go ahead and turn our grill off since those have softened up a bit, kind of eliminate some of the smoke. And then right in with our batter into our cast iron pan. Again, the flour and cornmeal is going to kind of come together, and then you're going to end up with this beautiful little savory pancake. So again, this is just Southern on a plate. Again, in 5 minutes you can have a nice dinner, meatless Monday if you will, but sliced tomatoes, pickled cucumbers, grilled green onions, and then a little bit of fried cornbread. My grandmother would be very, very happy with this meal for sure. Throw in a little cottage cheese and she's good to go, and maybe a side of hot sauce. But you can find the recipes on our website at wtbq.com/recipes, and you can find me with more recipes like this and cooking videos and just whatever's going on in my life at Chef Allison Davis on Instagram. And we will be right back right after this short break.
Today's cooking segment was brought to you by Creative Kitchen and Bath, where you will always cook in style.